What's up, guys? It's August 14th. I'm trading the E-mini today. Um, and so we have a nice range. The other day, after the news in China devaluation their currency, the market dropped significantly and then exhausted way at the bottom. Then after the exhaustion, we had a pretty much 100% retracement off that move. And then overnight, we kind of had another push high, came back low, held this high. As soon as the market opened, it pushed down into this support area. So I shorted initially off this first bull bear zone right here, and then covered my positions at this point. And then I just looked and was going to see if this thing was going to have further downside, or if this thing's going to move back up. Well, what happened was it tried to push down a few times. This was the initial push, almost breaking the support level. And then the second support level right here pushed. But if you look at the internals, look how low it was over here, the first push. And then the second push, how much higher it was, right? So that was a valid buy right here into this resistance zone. And at that point, then again, you look and see, what's the market doing? Well, it kept trending up, right? And you look at the internals, it's skewing up. Market profile, the tick had an extreme high here, then came back into the support zone with a shallow negative reading. And as you can see on the advanced decline was also making higher highs and higher lows. So I bought back in at this zone right here. I got in around 84.75 looks like, right here, 84.75, right kind of at the top of the zone here. And then looking for this thing to move up to the next resistance area, which was the test of the 92 pre-market. And the reason why I am holding this is, if you can see, although it started off very negative, look how much it's launched to the upside. And look at the previous day too, how it kind of hovered, and finally when it did launch, look at the momentum as it was pushing up. So same thing's happening pretty much today. It's just happening a lot earlier. As you can see, yesterday, it kind of balanced in this bottom of this low here longer. Here kind of came up, down, up, down, and then now it's finally breaking, and the internals are moving up and making higher highs. Everything's correlating to the upside. The market does not look weak here, so this is a valid trade right here. And I went ahead and put at least half on the table around this 88. Let me see right here. This 88.35 it says. So on the quarter moves here, or 25-cent moves, that'd be 2088.25, and that's where my first targets would be at. Let me see where my other stop. Okay, my other stop's there. So as it kind of moved up, I did move my my stop one tick above my entry. Now what it could do is it could come all the way back down for a test of that support area and then bounce. But that's fine. I'm in 7 contracts. I want this thing to really move up. If it does come back down, I'll get stopped out and I'll look for another re-entry depending on how market profile looks. But I don't want it to do is fail here and then just completely reverse the other way when it had such momentum to the upside. So we'll see what happens here, but the main idea, like I said, was right here at a buy, and actually let me see, I'd probably put my stop a tick below here, 83.4, 83.5. just to give it some room to retrace, because the market does do that. I've seen it where it breaks out of the level, and obviously it comes back down to retest it, but it shouldn't retest the low where it initially launched, right? So that's kind of the idea here. So I'm going to go ahead and move my stop back down here as it's retracing. What I wanted it to do was hit my target, and then I can move the rest of my stops up. Because once it hits my target, then the rest, especially after this kind of a movement, it shouldn't retrace all the way back down unless it's deciding the market wants to reverse on me. So in that case, I'll give it some room. And as you can see, I got targets on the way up here. I'm not convinced yet that this thing's going to go all the way up here. So I'm kind of going to exit at the top of the zone right below this resistance for now. And that's kind of going to be my my targets for now, just because the market isn't that strong. I mean, it's showing momentum, so that's why I'm holding this long. But does that mean that it's gonna hit this and break higher? Well, I can't tell yet. The market's still, below zero on the advanced decline. So we'll see what happens once it hits zero. Or breaks zero. Right now, it's looking like it wants to come back down for a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Basically, that's my trade setup. If you guys are curious, look at the market and what it did at 2084, 85, and once it broke out of that level, did it hit the target? Did it kind of go sideways for a while, or did it come back and retrace? Just kind of look at that, and you can kind of see what happened with my trade. Again, for now, we'll see this thing retrace back. If it does hit this support level, I want to see it hold and then it bounce up. If it goes against me, I'll go ahead and get stopped out, and I'll look for a new entry depending on what the market's doing. So we'll see what happens there. And with that, good night. It is 1:40 a.m. here in Korea. It's time for me to go to sleep. But I have my stops and my management in place, so we will see what happens. Talk to you guys again this week. We have one more day of trading, tomorrow Friday, so I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Good night.